Enjoy the show. Drive on Lugnutz.
And we are live for another edition of the latest and greatest in automotive news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lugnutz.
Welcome, Lugnutz. This week, Ford recalls the Toyota Sienna, the van.
Science.
Okay, that might have been cyan. An M4 and a cute Nissan. That and much more on this week's Lugnutz. Thank you for joining us.
Drive on Lugnutz.
Right on over here to pjandwh.com. We're going to find the latest and greatest Lugnutz podcast right up top as soon as we finish this podcast, as well as Walljanger Gaming Monday through Sunday. You will find myself and Big Brother streaming across the interwebs. I'm going through the Old Republic on the planet of Voss, and Big Brother, you're skillfully going through Elden Ring.
Yes, we're on the second, third area, the part where you have to go up the elevator.
Okay.
And I got a mage there with Comet and that other staff of loss. You can really take them out.
A lot of big things happening. Like
Great.
if you hit that contact us button and let us know if you have a Luggy and Nutty ride. Maybe you have a build in Elden Ring that will make everything better. We don't know unless you comment. So find us on all social media handles as well as following us over to this first story.
We'll wallow in this first story. We have Ford. We had a lot of recalls last week, and we got one this week. It involves a 2021 Expedition and Navigator because there's fires under the hood of 16 SUVs. Now, it's interesting about this. 12 of them were parked when the fire started, and 14 of them were owned by a rental car company. So and there's 16. So I'm thinking it had to be something on the assembly line. Something went wrong.
One guy had a bad day.
Yeah, for 16 cars, or they forgot no one was at that station.
I was supposed to torque that bolt? Yeah, man. Oh, shit.
Well, they got around to it now, so I'm sure they'll give you a call or something.
You get it in the back end, Giggity.
Hopefully that's all the fires they'll have. They'll probably check the all of them just to be sure.
It'll be fine. Totally safe. There'll be another recall they send out to make sure they check.
Yes.
They put out a double check for their recall check. So, double checks aside.
And we can...
It'll be fine.
Check on over to this next story.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Right up here, we have SEMA coming up. Here's a few pictures.
Oh, there's SEMA coming up indeed.
But Ford and Honda will be skipping SEMA. General Motors will not have an official presence at the show. SEMA says we're going to find other people to fill the space.
Somebody's been watching Halo?
It looks like that Chevy, they were trying to go for the military, I think. Is that what? There was a military. There was a military contract a couple years ago. I think that was one of the renderings.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And maybe they turned it into a regular SUV.
Yeah, that's where
it's cool looking. If I was in the Southwest,
it does. I remember this look. I think we actually talked about it, but it's an interesting rendition.
It's an interesting rendition that I assume you must be at SEMA.
Look, you got a plaque.
Yes, a plaque.
That's
Everyone loves a good plaque. Got the car on it and the interesting bits.
That's how official you are when you have a plaque.
But as for SEMA, Ford,
Yes.
Honda, General Motors will all not be joining them for the aftermarket parts show.
No. There we go.
Yeah, it's a shame, but unlike this next story, it's good news.
Toyota.
Good news, unless you wanted to get a 25th anniversary Toyota Sienna. They will be making 2,525 examples of this anniversary edition. By the way,
Does anybody really, truly want
it's the
a Toyota Sienna?
yes, lots and lots of people want a Toyota Sienna. There was the strongest sales ever with over 100,000 sold.
Well,
in
I
North
will
America
just-
alone.
Well, I will just shut my
It's
mouth.
it's convenient. It when you got a lot of people to move, like 4, say 5.
It's a good.
Convenient to be able to put people in and all their stuff, and you can fit usually a wheelchair in the back.
So it's an efficient human people mover.
If I can stop banging the mic.
Giggity. So
If you're interested in getting a Diablo, they'll be making 3,000 of them, and you have a better chance of getting it. Although I don't think the two markets are the same.
no,
No.
not really.
It will be
I mean,
front-wheel drive. They have two special colors.
Maybe if mom drives the Sienna and dad drives the Diablo, maybe.
Sienna's a nice minivan, I say. There might be photos below. This one is, go back up to Celestial Silver with Wind Chill Pearl as a second choice.
Celestial
Also-
Silver. That's an elegant name.
Also, special black badging and exterior trim.
We don't need
Causes-
black badgers.
Yeah. Mirrors, caps, shark fins, antenna, and more. Black leather seating. That should be pictured below.
No
Trim.
pictures.
Oh, no pictures?
No.
That's a shame. It looks like a minivan inside. It's useful. It's a Toyota. It lasts a long time. I don't know what to say. It's got seats. It's a Toyota. It's a special edition Toyota.
You were just building up the interior like, there should be pictures. It's a minivan.
It's a minivan. I like to try and cover everything. If you're really looking for a minivan.
It does look like a nice minivan. And if you are looking for a minivan, a Toyota is the one.
Well,
that
if you
would
wanted
wanna
to
do.
look at the interior, they'll have
Yeah.
black leather trim seats, silver colored stitching. I'd love to see these seats. They look
Seriously,
amazing.
like,
Silver stitching, including heated, ventilated, and memory seats. That's not
No,
a
that's a
Toyota.
yacht on
a
dry
land
land.
yacht, and I don't cover boats. Or is it a car boat? But if you want to get this boat, head on over to your Toyota dealer and get that minivan that no one else will have.
It's a multiverse of boats we just covered.
Because if you really want to get one, you should probably run over to Toyota now and I want that anniversary van.
Yeah.
Because there's not many of them. There's going to be, what did I say? 2,000.
Yeah, something like
There's
that.
not going to be many of them. There's going to be 2,525.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, what was it? Dodge had that Warner Brothers special edition van back
Did
in
it come
the day.
with the-
And it came with a VHS player in it. And you had the screens and everything. And
yeah, that was big back in the day, putting
That was their
VHS
thing.
players and TVs. And,
Yeah.
never had that in
It
our
was-
day.
it was like having the phone in your car from way back in I just have my phone in the center console of my car. It's amazing. I can make phone calls.
I think there's something to be said about for a kid to be bored in a car.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but that's how I grew up, as bored in a car. So
Yes. A lot like this next story.
this next story, we talked to him last week, Another Man's Trash. It is a film about homelessness with,
Daniel Lafayette.
yes, by Daniel Lafayette.
we had him on. He was an amazing guy. He was really passionate about this project, and he has a lot involved in it. And it's one thing that we definitely want to put out there because you see the countdown clock right here, man.
4 days, 4 hours.
Yeah,
4 minutes, 41 seconds left to donate. Man. And when you do donate the money, it does go to, where's the...
what we got
They're
here?
in collaboration with Phil Abundance, Pond...
Leosi?
Hockey.
Yeah.
Fun
hockey.
Amend, and other 2 things that I can't see from here.
Yeah, but they have a lot of really good supporters behind them. We want to direct everybody over to Another Man's Trash because it's a lighthearted comedy about homelessness. And there's a lot of stuff that you can actually gain from this story, and it seems like a very beautiful picture that we should do. But
Another Man's Trash, check it. The website's anothermanstrash.com.
yeah, man.
Anothermanstrash.com. Donate. Film to come soon.
Mm-hmm. Perjangers, perjanging everywhere.
In other news, Hail Hydra. There's a picture of the bus down below. That is our photo.
Ooh!
Hail Hydra. In 2014, they launched their plans with the Mirror. Now they've moved on to buses. Toyota Motor Company Europe and Cantabile Bus, an association with, holy crud, Air Liquide, have signed an agreement to develop hydrogen-based vehicles, like big vehicles, trucks and buses and stuff movers.
I'm just glad to have this news come out there to where I'm on the front lines in the automotive service industry. So when people ask me, where do you see this industry moving forward? I see hydrogen, and it's I'm not the crazy guy in the fucking corner. This story, like, it's possible. You put shit into buses, and that is where people are really going to fucking put stock into hydrogen, because now you can move people, you can move transit, you can move stock, you can do anything that other bus could with hydrogen. So now that's another alternative.
Buses, the thing about buses is, especially city buses, they are driving all day long.
Yeah.
You don't want them to stop, to have to charge. It's way easier to just pump the fuel in.
Pump a little bit of hydrogen in
This is where it starts for all of us, where they get the infrastructure built. They start to add the infrastructure in, and then hydrogen can be available for people who live outside of the country of California.
That's the best thing about hydrogen, man. It gets a little excited, and then you just get wet.
Just like Toyota, they are excited, and they're going to focus on light buses and commercial vehicles, cars, with a further aim to accelerate heavy-duty truck segment.
And it's what we need, especially if you're looking to get away from the normal petrol fuels and even just the making of the electric batteries. This is a quick, easy alternative that we can invest in that might actually help.
And you can convert the engines to run on hydrogen, which is great. So it's not that expensive for cities to upgrade their fleet. Or
if you're in a pinch, like say by 2035 or whatever it is, that you have to convert your car to not be a combustion engine, at least with fossil fuels.
Yeah, it depends on how it's worded.
Yeah.
But, this bus project or commercial vehicle project is a collaboration with 7 different European countries. Or 7 different countries. I don't know if they're just European countries, probably.
It might be Eurasian countries. We never know. Russian was definitely not involved.
I don't think Russians will be getting this next story. Nope.
Not
M4.
that one. Well, not that one. One more again.
There it is.
There we are.
I think these photos are the only photos. Well, here we have the M4 2023 CSL built for the track. Same twin turbo as the 3-liter inline 6 as the regular M4, but they've added 24% more power. With 543 horsepower and 479 torques. They had to reinforce the engine mounts so the engine and trans
As
won't
they
go flying out of the front.
That's how you know you're doing a good job.
That's how you know you
Hang
bought
on.
German.
We gotta reinforce these engine mounts because I don't think they can take it.
They've upgraded a ton of stuff on this. 0 to 60, 3.6 seconds. Carbon ceramic brakes, and they've also improved all sorts of other parts, but there's only 1,000. Better chances of getting the minivan.
But if
Probably
you
move more
do,
people.
you look at that picture and you see elegance. You see raw power and elegance
I see tire
on the
smoke.
road. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's that tire smoke.
You can almost smell the rubber.
Yeah.
Smells
Just
like
victory. There we go.
If
That's
you
what
wanna,
I stand for.
if you want to celebrate victory in this M4, you head down to your BMW dealer and get one for $140,895 plus or
Yeah, man.
minus.
But it looks good enough for it, man. You definitely will spend those greenbacks to get this vehicle.
It's a good looking car too.
Oh, man. It's so sexy.
You know, for the longest time, I didn't like that front grille of the BMWs.
Really?
But I thought it looked horrible, like these big buck teeth. But
Oh
you
my
know, it
God.
grew on me.
I
Over the
automatically love that front grille because it just looked like, guess what I'm going to do?
I used to not like the older ones,
Yeah.
especially, but now I like the older grills. Like it's a nice grill for a BMW.
It is.
It's a nice grill for any car, but
Yeah.
I think
It's
know.
the stance and also the styling of the car it just
Yeah.
adds to the aggression, which having a nice horsepower and torque behind it backs it up, but having that styling makes it a BMW. It makes it elegant.
especially when it's built for the track with 534 horsepower. Maybe they could lend some horsepower to this next story.
It does help.
Here we have the Nissan Sakura. New to Japan, is named after the cherry blossom. It has a length of 133.7 inches, 63 horsepower, 144 torque screwed in there.
Where did they find the room to put the torques in there?
Under the hood. It's wedged in there under the bottom. Top speed of 80 miles an hour. Can you imagine going 80 in this thing?
No! I wouldn't feel safe.
I like those little smart cars, they're teeny tiny. I'm like, you don't drive that on the highway, do you? If a Suburban hits you, I'm sorry, you're just dead.
If you have a death
those
wish, you
things are
do.
Huge.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Ooh. Nissan, remember them?
Yeah.
Nissan says this is also for Japan. I don't think too many people drive Suburbans out there.
All right. Now, in Japan, you're probably going like maybe 2 kilometers
Suburban's
a day.
going speed. It will have an impact on the front of your car of 133
But
inches.
Japan, you can get away with it, man, because you got a lot of different mobile traffic in the natural day-to-day, and you're not really, I don't know. I think it's like the reason why they have those 1.2 liter engine cars in those other like third world countries.
It's made for a city. It's a city runabout because
Yeah.
you don't go out of the city.
And that's where if they get that reliability, like those little engines,
In fact, like on
that,
a regular basis, I don't even think I drive over 40 miles an hour.
well,
so,
yeah,
like-
no. I mean, when you're in the
I
city,
mean,
and
I'm an exception.
in the suburbs, in the city, like that, yeah, I really don't see getting above that mile cap.
Well, in case you got to go off the city, Nissan says it'll have a quick and steady acceleration that makes merging onto the highway effortless. 20 kilowatt battery and a 122 mile range.
Effortless?
Effortless is what they say. But it goes up to 80, top speed of 80 miles an hour, and priced $14,000. That's not bad.
Effortlessly up to 80.
It doesn't say effortlessly up to 80. Merging onto the highway effortlessly.
Okay.
Highway speeds are 55 miles an hour.
So they're not guaranteeing you can go fast and the furious in that shit, but you can merge into normal traffic.
I'm sure someone's going to modify it and add their own electric motors and an engine and another engine and get rid
And then
of
they're going to put Vin Diesel behind it and make a movie around it.
Yeah.
That's just how life works.
Just like this next segment.
Perfect.
Just like this next segment.
Perfect.
It's the ad.
This next segment, which is, of course, always a good idea to make sure you get your ride cleaned up, man. Right on over here, Facebook.com/Oreos Detailing, man. My good friend, Eric Seavey. He does amazing work detailing his Maserati.
That's fantastic. You want to keep your car clean, give, Oreos Detailing a call.
Absolutely, man. He will keep your ride in the best and most freshened up state that it could be. And it won't cost you that much, man. He'll save you $1 too. So contact him. He does great work, as we see here, restoring your ride to make sure it stays like it should in your mind. It's going to stay like that if you trust Oreos. So hop on over there, get your car detailed, and make sure to hop on over here to pjandwh.com where you're going to contact the team. Let us know if you have a Lug and Nutty ride that you want Oreos Detailing to detail and freshen up. Maybe we can hook you up and get you a little bit of discount. I'm not going to promise anything, but
Probably
not.
not.
Probably not.
You get a clean car.
That is the benefit.
I think that's the point of a detailer. You get a clean car and feels good.
Yeah. And I think that's the point of the ad. You'll get a clean car out of it. Everybody should have a clean
Wawa
car.
crumbs in the cracks and crevices.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just me.
No. Wawa crumbs will be in every car in this
Philly.
Northeast.
That's what we do. We go to Wawa.
That's it. You go to Wawa, and then the crumbs just accumulate.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes,
This
man.
has been a very long and drawn-out goodbye.
I always try to, because it doesn't matter if you have a Ford or a Tesla. Nothing rolls without Lugnutz. We'll see you next week, gang. Drive on! It's just a shame we can't trust ESPN to tune in regularly to the F1 races anymore.
I'll admit they didn't have the last one, so I didn't even look for this one.
Exactly.
I forgot.
Didn't even think of it. Because
It's
they
getting-
don't care
it's,
about it.
It's just starting to get popular in this country.
Yeah. I mean, I would have thought that the first addition to a new American circuit that they would have had Miami.
Yeah, last week they didn't.
Yeah. And they didn't.
Didn't have Miami, oddly enough. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Play on my tangers. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
Whew. So from what I have heard, well, watched, read, there you go, on the interwebs, last race might have been big for Mercedes.
It's good.
As it should, you know. I mean, they could use a win.
Who couldn't use a win?
A win like hitting that subscribe button right above my head is going to be every single best podcast for you. Right above Big Brothers, that's going to be every Lugnutz podcast and a playlist. And, of course, as our main man Connor says, hang on. As our main man Connor says, all right, hang on, we can edit that out. And as our main man Connor says every single week,
Drive on Lugnutz.
We'll see you next week, gang. Bye-bye.
Drive on Lugnutz.